Welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and keeping it casual. My name is Matty Pesk. As always, I am joined by Franz and Guy Kid. Boys, how we doing?
Doing great. Feeling good. Ready to talk some DFK.
That was a perfect pour. Well done.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna spill over. I got a little. There's still a little more left in the can here. That's
Well
funny
done.
that it shows on screen. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me pour my seltzer out.
Was that high noon?
High noon.
Is it a nooner?
Pineapple.
Flavor.
It's a
Best
nooner.
flavor, for sure.
Pineapple.
Yeah, probably up there. All right, well, we got kind of a classic Bogside episode. We're going to kind of go on a bunch of random topics. We got a bunch of things we want to talk about. We have the summoning cooldown. We officially voted in. We got some stuff we want to talk about on that. We got the Mythic Squad tournament. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We got some other PvP news from the AMA. So we're kind of going to be kind of all over the place, chatting it up. But let's start out right away with the Mythic Squad Void Hunt Tournament 2 was completed on Saturday. ADFK's own Just Crypto took home the victory in an excellent performance. He put on a clinic in the last few rounds. He was like just
clinic
completely. I know I want to shout out and talk a little bit about like the strategies he used, but first I need to address my entry into the tournament ended not in the way I would hoped.
What happened there?
There was a rule violation. An improper lineup disqualified me. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I don't know. I think SI changed it like afterwards. You know.
That sounds like something that the Mythic Squad might do.
Yeah. To sabotage me personally.
I have a question though. For you and I guess for chat too. So you in the AFIX where you were disqualified, you had a few of my heroes in your lineup.
That's correct. Yes.
Now, are they tainted at this point?
I say no. I say no. I don't think so.
They were involved in a scandal. I don't. Like,
I mean,
how does that work?
I don't know. I mean, what did they tell you when they reported back to your squad?
They haven't come back yet. I think you still have them.
That's not true. You know, I sent those back the next day. I honestly, I just wasn't. I didn't read the rules. There you go. I'll say it.
That's a shame.
But I'm not going to apologize for my behavior.
You probably should.
No.
Well,
I'm not going to.
And that's a key point. I see Dags in the chat here. I listened to the Jewelers Pod Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I did
Check
as well.
them out.
Fun.
They kept referring to it as Maddie's apology.
Yeah.
It's just factually incorrect.
Yeah, you got to check the tape. There. Yeah.
It was very clear that it was not an apology.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I do want to give I see Sticks Intern in the chat. I want to give him a shout out. The tournament was super cool. It was the way he ran it was very well done. So shout out to him. Shout out to Mythic Squad for putting it together. It definitely was very cool and shows how much this community is like pumped up to actually do some PvP. So
PvP is going to be wild when it gets live.
Yeah, that was my big takeaway. Is like, this is very cool. It's going to be a lot cooler.
Yeah. No, I'm excited, especially too when the in-game mechanisms might work a little bit better for us, because I know like SI did a really good job, but they also kind of like you had to be doing it live, and I know like at one point there were a couple people who had like transactions that were like stuck and stuff like that, and so like it was definitely some speed bumps, but like they got it done and it was pretty smooth. But like once the game has the in-game mechanism to do this stuff, it's going to be so much smoother and like excellent. So it gets me pumped up. But going back to the tournament and going back to specifically Just Crypto when he won, I don't know if it was the last round, but I know the second to last round and an early round, he used Seer in his build. And I don't think anyone else in the tournament was using Seer, if not two different Seers in two different rounds. I think it was a lot of priests, a lot of archers, some warriors here and there. And then I think there was only one or two entries with a Berserker. I don't think Berserker was the best use for this tournament for what you're trying to do. But interesting seeing just Seer. Yeah. O'Cool in round 1 against me using a Berserker. What are you guys' thoughts on just using the Seer to take home the victory?
Yeah, I mean, when it's a lot of magical damage coming from those demon box, it makes sense. I'm not sure I would have gone that route just because, I mean, it's a tricky class to use well. Just is a very detail-oriented player. He did it well, but that's going to be, I think, we're going to see with PvP that the Seer and some other classes are a little tougher to master and kind of play the way you want to play, and I think we're going to see that discrepancy of like who goes for those classes and who sticks with more of the ground and pound type of like the archers and the warriors.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting as it kind of develops.
No, especially because at least 1 or 2 of the rounds, basically based on the affixes, you had to face a demon box. So like guaranteed you were going to be getting some magic damage at some point. So I feel like Seer, had its use case for that. Whereas versus, trying to avoid the demon box completely, the Seer might not be as useful, Yeah.
Another thing I liked, and I was talking to Dags about this a little bit after the tourney, the parity, as far as the guilds and like, it's, that's something that we kind of manufacture to have fun on the side. But, you had ADFK versus Jewelers in the finals, and then the 2 next best were Mythic Squad. So, I mean, and if you go back to the last tournament, O'Cool won, right?
Yep.
Beat Karakit.
I think so.
So that's well, either way, Karakit top player. That's, you got the Pirates there, and then Eternal Zenith. So like it's everybody's kind of showing out, and it seems like there's some parity at the top. So that's always good. That's always fun.
Well, I also think I can't guarantee this. I mean, I know we could just from the 2 of us. I know I use some of Franz's heroes. I know Mega had borrowed 2 Excaliburs from his guild. I know. I believe there was also Skiller and Lorray exchanged heroes and some equipment. So like the idea of like the guilds showing up for their guild mates, I think was very present in this tournament. I think it's kind of an interesting thing to see of like. I know Mega doesn't have 2 Excaliburs. That was wild. But like, his guild, they got it together for him to use those. I think that was very cool to see that in action,
Yeah. Yeah. And, for me, I would have loved to be in the tournament myself. I wasn't available.
Yeah.
But like, it's going to be interesting to see next tournament. You're going to be expecting some heroes. You're going to be getting my leftovers, not my starters.
I'll survive. Also, maybe I shouldn't, because that's what got me in trouble. Because you gave me some level 20s, and all the rest of my heroes are level 15s, and that's where I got in trouble. Like,
I will take a little credit. I was definitely pressuring you over text messages morning of. I'm like, you're not going to use this archer? Like, look at it. Like, you want this. Like, you were making some changes last minute based on me wanting to see my hero.
I was tweaking it too much, and I wasn't even thinking about it. But yeah, I used some of your level 20s, and I paired them with my level 15s, and that was the violation. So
yeah.
But yeah, and I don't know if they did for sure, but I think Just and Tad were switching. It looks like equipment or heroes too. I think. I don't know. Maybe that's secret guild information I shouldn't share.
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah. But I love that idea, kind of like that. This is it's a individual tournament, best of 16, but like you have the backing of your guild, so like it's kind of fun. It makes those guilds prevalent,
Down the road, and this isn't something I want to see the team spend time on now, but down the road, I'd love to see a mechanism for that in game, because there are people in our guild that I don't know as well, and it's like I'll still send something and help them out, but it'll be a little more tentative. Like a trustless way to do that would be nice.
Like an actual like lending contract you can sign, where after X amount of days it automatically sends back. Is that possible? Is that a thing?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, something like that would be very cool, or like, some sort of reset where it's like at the guild, there's a guild wallet or a guild kind of like, chest that it resets back to,
Yeah, if there's some kind of lending mechanism and it's not true passive ownership, and you don't you just have the ability to use it in one small portion of the game.
Yeah.
I
Chat is going wild. I'm loving it.
I started clicking around in there and I wasn't listening. So
no, yeah, I think that'd be fun. I think it was fun to see just kind of even just the community based version of that we saw in this tournament was a lot of fun, and I hope we get to see more of it. I mean, I think it's a very cool idea down the road to have someone like, it'll be like, it's our guild versus your guild. Put your best on the table versus our best on the table, and everyone just pools together everything, and it's like the perfect free team.
Yeah, there's so many things. Like once PvP is out in earnest, so many different ways you can go about it. We saw the Jewelers with their Jewelers Joust do kind of a league setup, but like once PvP's here, like a league would be great.
Oh, that'd be so cool, yeah.
Like kind of just an ongoing thing with a point system that is kind of in the background, forever.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Well,
there's
do we want to jump in? It's kind of changing the orders of the topics, but do you want to jump into that as a segue?
I mean, I love a good segue. What
to leaderboards? Leaderboards.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know. We were going to talk a little bit about. Yeah, this is throwing me off now. I threw myself off. Well, like
great segue.
A running league and stuff like that. We used to have leaderboards for various things. Usually, I think it was just for quests, right? It wasn't for anything else.
Yeah, just quests.
Yeah, but it was like unique quests, like who can catch the most bloaters kind of thing.
Right. It was kind of like,
and there were ways
to
like
daily, basically. Like, yeah.
There were ways to actively play it.
I tried a few times and whatnot.
Yeah, stand potting a given hero. I think it was like one of them was amount of fish caught by like a specific hero or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a long time ago, but yeah, no, you bring that up because Hubert was asked about leaderboards for hunts and said
yes.
The answer was something along the lines of it doesn't really fit, and he said that they have something kind of in the works for hunts. I thought that was really interesting.
Well, I feel like for scrub hunts, it makes most sense of like who could put up insane numbers on grinding. Yeah, who could just grind the hardest that day. That'd be fun. And honestly, too, I wouldn't even mind if there weren't real prizes, if they were kind of just like symbolic or just kind of like bragging
rights. Yeah,
like I think that'd be fun just to be able to put up the numbers. I mean, I know Skiller probably would break every record because he just constantly just plays this game. But like, I think it'd be fun to have that up there, even if the prizes are literally like 100 bloaters to whoever can do this, or something non consequential.
Yeah,
I think they should. I don't think they're gonna do that because people would probably clamor for like higher prizes. But like, whatever. I don't.
Well, so and I'm trying to look for the exact wording. I thought I messaged it to you guys, but I'm not seeing it. But he did say that there was something different that's kind of in the works for hunts. Something I'd like to see, and I think this could be the way that they're going. Why don't we have a tiered system for hunts the way that we do for duels? Where, you get to X amount of wins and you unlock, 5 swiftest. Like it could be small prizes, obviously it would ramp up. It doesn't need to get to greater crystals and greater stones the way duels does, but something along those lines I think could be a good fit.
Are you suggesting like maybe like a monthly season for hunts or something like that?
Sure.
And there are these kind of these thresholds. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
For the time being, because he also mentioned that hunts are going to evolve as travel comes into play. Like they're not supposed to be this standalone thing.
I know.
They're part of PvE. They're like, I would love a scenario where I had to travel to do the Bach hunt and maybe no retries at that point. And it's like you have to wait the day and keep your heroes there an extra day if you don't win.
No, I agree. I think making it a choice to participate is a fun kind of added strategy because right now it's just your schedule. Like, do you have time in your real life to just do it? Because that's the only thing holding anybody back. I feel like is just like, you just don't have the time to sit on the computer and put the hours in. But like if there was some sort of, and I think expeditions might do that, to a small degree of like if you can or cannot hunt while you're on expeditions. I don't think many people are thinking of their hunt teams to go on expeditions, but at least there is that little bit of choice of like,
sure,
I like
that's an easy choice.
But that's a fun thing I think in like open world RPGs like this, where it's like you have to choose what you're going to do with your heroes. I like that as part of a game, as a game like function, and I think the guys want to do that too. Like, yeah.
I feel like we used to be more on the game theory path, and when things kind of got to the point where, candidly, everything went down. It there weren't as compelling decisions as there were when the
Right.
market had more kind of volume and motion in it. So getting back to that in more of a gameplay way would be a lot of fun.
No, I agree. I agree totally. All right. Yeah, that was a weird segue to leaderboards.
Yeah, I don't. Should we hit like more important topics like
Yeah. No, you got to help me with the agenda because you set most of it. So
I sent my notes and they're
they
very out
became
of
the
order.
agenda. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent these guys like 3 pages of notes that I just write random things down. Like, oh, this might be a pod topic, and like half of them are incoherent.
Yeah.
But anyway, Gen Zero cooldown. So
Right. Yeah. Let's get to that. Yeah.
I did want to touch on this because I feel like there's been some negativity towards it since the vote. And
Yeah.
I think, there's a Mythic Squad stream that I can recall. Dags on the Jors had a few comments about how, like, 14 days, it seems so long. And, like, I think they're making valid points. I was in favor of this 14 days, but, I don't think those opinions are unwarranted or anything. But the thing that I'm kind of sticking to is we keep referring to it as 14 days. And I think this is something a lot of people know, but, like, just a reminder, it's a gradual scale to get there. So, according to Hubert, and shout out to Dr. Zipper, because I do have some math here. We outsourced the math today.
Very good. Very good.
So, Dr. Zipper sent me this, and let's see if I could.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, I was trying to zoom in on StreamYard there. Okay. So, this is if you did a summon immediately when it came out, after, kind of the reset, it would be 72 hours, 3 days, what it is now, until your next summon. Summon 2, 76 hours, summon 3, 80 hours. So it's going to take 577 days for us to reach that 14-day mark. 577 days is a year and a half.
Okay.
Any guesses what was going, or I might have told you guys, but any guesses what was going on in DFK a year and a half ago to almost to the day?
Dark Summoning started?
No, it was, and I know, thank you for being coy about that because I did text it before. A year and a half ago, almost to the day, Workhorse released on Christmas the traits, traits, the what am I trying to say? The skills and traits, the advanced,
like that, what they are.
genes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
The codexes.
just to put it in perspective a little bit, that like it is a long time until we reach that 14 days. It is kind of top heavy. It's a curving kind of chart here where it's going to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So, we'll be at 200 hours on the 1st of 2025. Hold on. It's easier to look at it this way. So, too much math. I'm going to the message where he just said it. So, I asked for 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. So, in 3 months, it'll be 6 days. In 6 months from the change, it'll be a 9-day cooldown, and in 12 months, it'll be an 11-day cooldown. So that final 3 days does take that half a year. So we are going to go kind of up quick, and then it levels out a little bit. But I don't know. I just don't think it's not as crazy.
Start like immediately. It's 2 weeks. It's not going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, and again, I think the people that are having those discussions understand that, but it's not said a lot, and I think the casual watcher may not be getting through to them. So I just wanted to kind of say that.
Well, and also, Eric is saying this too. Like, this is if someone's doing it every 3 days on the nose.
Good point.
Most people are they're good. Like, I'm good about it, but usually it'll slip and get to like 3.5 days or 4 days sometimes. Just because I'm not paying attention. So like, it'll be even longer for me. And I only have 2 heroes, but I'm sure other people are the same way with that. Like, they're not perfect. So yeah, that is interesting. And I voted for 7 days. I still think 14 is a lot, but knowing it's not going to happen for at least a year is a nice kind of reassuring,
I'm excited for it. I truly do think, and there's been some back and forth as to whether this will play out, but I truly do think this will make every hero a little more valuable.
Right.
When you put it together with Divine Essence. I think it'll really kind of jumpstart
Right.
that. And, you know, right now the items are down only as well. So that, you know, more heroes means more people questing, especially with how many of us use Helper. You're sending them on there, they're starting to quest from day one, and they're not really missing a beat. So more items are coming out. I think it's going to lead to healthier DFK economy.
I think so too. Will be interesting to see Gen Zero value when we get like 6 months or 9 months into this thing, and your cooldown is now closer to like a week, but you haven't maxed out at the 2 weeks of like, will people be shopping for heroes at that to try and get a discount, to try and, you know, make moves on the Gen Zeros right then?
I scooped an archer during the vote when the vote looked kind of solid.
Yeah.
Got an archer at the 4. The original 8, the 4 for 10 of 10s is like over 300 crystal. So
yeah. Well, I stopped.
That.
I've been summoning still with my 2 Gen Zeros, but I stopped selling the 10 of 10s. I'm kind of just going to hold on to them until I want to see this play out, and then hopefully the value of the 10 and 10s shoot up, and I can put them on the, you know, for a premium is my goal.
Question by by Sir Worm here, and by what the DFK will crush the Gen Zero rental market. I mean, crush it how? Just the
since you summon less, will the Gen Zero, since you'll be summoning 1/5 the time, will Gen Zeros be 1/5 the price?
Well, I mean, I think the rentals, I could see the rentals being even more expensive.
Yeah.
Because you only get, you know, like right now, you can rent it out every 3 days. A lot of people sell it at the 4 because they just want it to happen quick. Because the longer it sits up there, you're not kind of continuing. Like, you're not starting that cooldown again. I don't know. I could see it maybe being more valuable. Because if I know I have this one shot and it's going to be another week, or I don't know, do you want to just start the timer?
That's the thing that's tough, though, is I feel like anyone who's going for the rentals, I feel like they're going to make a move on this to either shore up a second Gen Zero or whatever the odd number is to make sure it's an even number. And I feel like rentals are going to go down just because I feel like there's going to be less people participating in the Gen Zero rental market, you know? Because I'd rather just have the 2 Gen Zeros and deal with it and deal with this progression on my own than have to, you know, try and maneuver through the rental market. But also that's just quality of life for me personally. I don't know if that's how other people approach it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and the idea of saying like, oh, just go buy a second Gen Zero, like
that's not,
you know, not always an option for everybody. That's an interesting question though, Sir Worm, and I hope to hear it discussed more tonight at 10:30. Everybody check out What in the DFK Is This with Sir Worm and Emerson right after Boxside Jeff.
Oh, great plug.
So yeah, throw a little plug in there.
Great plug. I do want to say, and I have to ask the chat, are you guys getting feedback from Franz's mic? Because I'm getting a little crackly, and I don't know if that's just me or if it's like live, but I just wanted to make sure people aren't hearing that.
Just throw the computer out the window and see if it fixes it.
Just throw it out the window.
I honestly want to.
Okay, they are getting a little bit. But all right, cool. Hopefully he can fix that. Did we have more on summon cooldown? Can we? And also, too, we had a request to share this link. Did Zipper say we could share it? I don't know, he's busy. Thumbs up or thumbs down? You're muted. Oh, there you go.
I'll ask. I'm sure it's fine. There's nothing proprietary on here, but I'll ask.
Okay, cool. Because people wanted to take a look at this. All right, very cool. I know next thing we wanted to talk about a little bit with some of the PvP stuff that they mentioned last AMA. They kind of talked about stamina use, interacting with the Metis blockchain, and sort of like how that's going to work with the PvP. They did talk a little bit about it. However, it was all like heavily caveated with like, you know, we're still working on this. Nothing's like set in stone. So nothing is like official. We can't really discuss the official plans. They did kind of talk about stamina use, you know, sending your heroes to the Metis blockchain and potentially getting experience for PvP or maybe not getting experience for PvP if it's a private match. I actually didn't listen to the AMA. Did you guys listen to the AMA? Because I didn't listen to it last Thursday. I was busy trying to craft my illegal teams for the tournament. Guy, did you catch it?
I did. And so what specifically did we want to chat about in relation to the AMA?
Like, basically, what are your thoughts on if PvP has these requirements of using stamina and maybe not getting experience? Are you going to send your heroes to participate, even if they might be missing out on, say, hunts or quests back at their original?
So it's a matter of how's PvP going to work? Is there going to be a level cap? Because right now I'm capping my heroes, a lot of them at 10, and then a good chunk at 15 too.
Okay.
So if there's incentive to get to level 20 for the benefit of PvP, then yeah, maybe I should be questing and doing hunts and other things more.
Yeah.
But I do think it's interesting of they mentioned tournaments and how tournaments probably won't utilize a good chunk of stamina or maybe not utilize the experience package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because day one we want to be able to play,
right,
and we don't want to be sitting there waiting for that 24-hour cooldown. There's
certainly, to some degree, I'll need to defend myself against the Mythic Squad. I'm gonna have to, I talk shit, so I'm gonna have to put up and face them off, and I will, and like that's fine, stuff like that. But I don't know if my rank and file guys, I'm probably not gonna take them off questing. Like the bulk of like the potatoes and stuff like that. Those guys are probably not going to do anything. I'll put those superstars and I'll battle people with those guys. But I think a lot of my heroes are just not going to participate, which I think is expected. I mean, this isn't like I'm not breaking any.
And I remember we've talked about this in weeks past of how many PvP teams are you really going to need at the end?
Right.
Of the game?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on, especially if stamina is not used and you can kind of like reuse people like pretty regularly, which I hope they kind of do. And if that means sacrificing experience, I'm kind of okay with that. Of like, it's just gonna be a playground where we can mess around and it's for bragging rights. Like
but that's the key there. If the purpose of it is for the playground versus like actually having real prizes and real utility and real other things attached to it, then I think stamina should 100% be used.
Yes. Brands, are you with us? Well, you're muted. Well,
it doesn't say you're muted, but
say you're muted, but your mic is not currently saying anything. Yeah, we can't hear you whatsoever, which is hilarious. He just he's really angry. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I think. Well, and I wanted to read this because I thought. Right. Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's the entrance and exit of entering the Coliseum and exiting the Coliseum uses stamina, but once you're in there, you can kind of do whatever you want once you're in the actual. I kind of like that. But also too, same thing. SI here, playground mode and a rank mode. I don't think they'll have that like initially. I think right away it's just gonna be that, but I really do want that like playground mode as an option,
especially if we do private matches. Like let private matches just be private matches that we can do our own thing.
This is very frustrating.
Oh, there he is.
There you are.
Yeah.
We still
next topic. I don't even care. No, I'm echoing now.
No, it's the same kind of like
we got that weird crackle.
I don't know. I'm gonna go back to my fucking gaming headset. No, I hope that everything ends up. I know he said that private matches aren't going to take stamina, aren't going to give experience. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But so one thing that I haven't really heard mentioned, and it sounds like this might not be in the plans for the beginning, is kind of like a ranked ladder match type scenario, like a ranked match. But I'm assuming and hoping
like what we have in duels.
Sure, yeah. Private matches are great. And like, I'm not expecting that to be out first, but like everything that he says is like private matches, tournaments, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it seems like we're going to take some time to get there, but I think ultimately like that's what we need for PvP. Like, let us go in there with something on the line every time. Because with private matches, like, yeah, they definitely shouldn't award XP, like he was saying, too easy to game it. I guess it doesn't really make sense for them to use stamina, but I kind of want them to. Like, if you want to keep using the same hero, Stampot them.
Well, if there are legitimate prizes and experience gained, I'm 100% with you.
No, I'm saying even just for private matches, like you want to play. If I want to go, play just make it use stamina. I don't.
With
Why not?
no experience, no payout afterwards.
Yeah, don't do it if you don't want.
I guess that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah,
I don't know.
love
I don't feel super strongly on that. I'm
Right.
not trying to like die on that hill.
I kind of
But-
want it to be a playground where we can just do what we want, and there's no consequences on either end, either good or
Day
bad.
one, yes.
Yeah,
If we ease into something long term, I agree.
yeah, and eventually, I do want there to be kind of like a competitive MMR, but I want it to be a separate category of like I'm entering the queue and match me up with someone, and
Yeah.
I think
let
eventually
me do a casual match, a private
Right.
match, or a ranked match.
yeah, I think that's eventually on the in the radar, but yeah, I especially with they've always said like the duels is like the precursor to that. Like they're trying to use duels as kind of like to build up an MMR system in general. We put both these comments up when you were doing your thing.
Oh, sorry, didn't realize that. Couldn't really pay attention. But to Code Green's point, he did say that you were going to have there was going to be some kind of stamina expended when you leave the Coliseum. I don't. Why are you leaving the Coliseum to do hunts? Like, what other reason right now is there to leave the Coliseum with your best hero? Say my best three level 20 heroes. Like,
I mean, obviously once they're level 20, probably not anything, but I would say like leveling either expeditions hypothetically are going to be ready. Questing or hunts being.
But I'm saying for your top heroes.
I know, yeah. I mean, it'd be hunts just because
expeditions.
Getting that 2,000, almost 3,000 experience a day, you need that for those level 15, 16, 17s. They're not going to go anywhere otherwise, So
for your level 20s, like if I don't need experience, like I don't know, I'll just leave them there.
I guess so. Yeah. They're just sitting there waiting for a challenge constantly.
They live in the Coliseum. Yes.
They live there.
They're like, like Gladiator. How they,
exactly. Yeah.
Kinda, I know that was a little different scenario.
Grabbing the sand and being contemplative.
Yeah. Their job was to fight in the Coliseum. That's my heroes are going to be, their job is going to be to fight in the
They just live there.
Coliseum. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think other than especially hunts, and if there was some other mechanism to get like a lot of experience, I think other than that, I don't see why not leaving the level 20s there.
Well, eventually we'll have things to fight for other than just tournaments and the Coliseum when travel and that whole system comes into play. And maybe there is a reason to have your level 20 hero somewhere else on the map.
Yeah. Well, especially crafting bonuses, land stuff. I don't know. Boss man.
Yeah. That down the road, yes, definitely. Right now, I don't see a reason.
No, yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Obviously, we'll see when expeditions. They did mention that. I don't think it was this AMA or an AMA ago. They said expeditions probably.
Why do you keep bringing up expeditions?
Might come out before PvP.
Yeah, but we're not talking about. These are your hunt heroes. Yeah, you don't need to fish with them. One fisher is not going to be make or break for you. One far.
Maybe.
I mean, he's a really good fisher.
What about those eggs?
God.
No, I know you're right. You're right in general. I think your top heroes who you hunt with every day don't need to be questing or don't need to be doing expeditions. 18, 19, 20, when they're that high up, it's like useless for them to do quests. Unless I don't know.
All right, new topic. We're just going to go, I don't know, back and forth for the next 20 minutes. Like, what are we doing here?
You had a bunch of stuff about priests that you wanted to talk about in actual like battle stuff.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to get into that? I mean, we should have brought that up.
It's kind of just complaining. You want to hear me
complain? I know. Well, we should have brought that up when we were talking about like the teams that people were using in the tournament.
No, I'll get into it.
Is that okay? Never mind. Sorry.
So
Bossman is throwing me off. Bossman in the chat is
what I was saying was the priest and the idea of healing. Now that potions are more prevalent, we have with the Bach fight more stone and kind of different things that we can do. The idea of using a priest as a pure healer just seems so slow. So wait, can I just round out the point here? Especially when you threw in the seer and the way that it kind of uses the time bar to its advantage with 800 initiative attacks and things like that, with potions all being less than that full 1000 initiative. And I know there's a limit to them, and I know it's not the same, but I'm just saying, like, the feel of using a healer, I think it would be great if there were some lower initiative heals. I would be more likely to use a healing priest.
You mean like utilizing the that one channel ability that like the archer has, where like he saves time at the end of it, like he gets another 300 initiative back afterwards, something like that.
What move is that?
Sharpshooter? No, not the other one. Not sharpshooter. It's one of the channel abilities where
I don't really use the channel tree very much.
Well, he gets
just
initiative back after he does the move, basically.
I guess I don't really know the point I'm trying to make, because I do understand it's different, and this isn't me just whining like make priests better, but like there's something to be said for using healing skills as opposed to your potions and the way
just
that
said it,
flows.
which was going to be my point
Champion
too.
agrees with you.
Yeah, you shouldn't make a priest that can only heal.
Right.
Going back to my WoW days, priests could at least crowd control and do some kind of utility in addition to healing. Priests have a couple decent damage moves, and then you've got your barriers as well that you can build on top.
That's what
I think there's enough utility there for priests that I don't necessarily feel bad about it. But to your point, Franz, about pace of play, there's going to be builds that are out there that the whole build concept is to make the match go as long as possible. Make the all archer team use all of their intelligence and their all of their big ticket moves, and now you've just got your healing team that can outlast them, and then you can do your burst at the end.
Go for it.
No, I was gonna say I agree with you. I think especially the barriers, the priest build that has the strong heal, but then also has the group shields and then the individual shield. Now that guy becomes somebody who can add shields and heal. So I guess actually kind of you're both right. The guy who's just generic healer is kind of weak in the current like meta, I think. But I think the guys that have heal and like heal and damage or heal and putting up barriers, like those guys have utility, and I think I don't know. I have to defend Bramnad forever. My high wisdom priest. Like I love him, and I think I love when he puts up his massive shields on the whole team. Like I'm able to beat the Rockbox like so easily with 2 archers because of him and the shields that he puts on them. So
good point by Ree here.
And freedom. Yeah.
And listen, as we're talking through this, I'm realizing there is a lot of utility beyond just the healing. With freedom, with this swiftness one where he has 2 heals that one gives you additional swiftness, one gives you additional strength.
Yeah.
And I use it more of as like a war priest where I'm kind of bashing Holy Wrath over and over. So like this wasn't me coming out and say priests need a buff. It's just something I've been thinking about around initiative. I've been focusing a lot on the time bar lately. You're freezing up. Yeah, my internet is all screwed up. I'm just having a night over here. I don't know, but I don't know.
It's Boss Man throwing me off.
Yeah, it's just been thinking about the time bar more, and I think a big differentiator in PvP. And I mean, just in the chat is someone who understands and uses the time bar very well. SI as well puts a lot of thought into it. But I think those who master the time bar and who use it most to their advantage are going to be the people that we see being successful once PvP comes around.
No,
you're going to have to set yourself apart somehow. Go.
I 1000% agree with that. I think that is something. He's been kind of away from the community a little bit, but that is something WoWie talked about at length when they first announced the time bar and how the time bar works. He said time bar manipulation is going to become the meta, no question. That's kind of like where it's going to. This is where it's going to lead to. So, the fact that the healing does kind of healing versus potions, like potions do give you a little bit of advantage on that time. I still think there's enough value in a priest in general, in the other capabilities that the priests have, that it's always going. I'm almost always going to have a priest in one of my builds, but also I'm a kind of classic, like I like the traditional build more than kind of a spontaneous one. So I don't know.
I used to be kind of priest heavy. I'm at a point where I built a priest that's heavy intelligence, specifically for the kind of war priest meta, because that's the only way that I'll use it. Like I don't see using a high whiz priest anymore. And now I'm leaning towards wanting agility as the top stat over intelligence or wisdom. So I don't know. I'm all over the place as far as hero builds go. One thing I do want to mention, Guy was playing his hunts in the background and said he didn't want to do it on screen. So now that he is doing it on screen to put a little added pressure, I'll give away 3 Gen 0, 10, Gen 1, 10 of 10s at the end of the show, -1 for each loss that Guy suffers.
I've already done 3 matches too, so I'm gonna get down to like the D squad if I keep going.
That's just you said you didn't want to do it on screen, so we'll just add a little on top of that.
Yeah, I like it.
I've gotten 3 in a row, 4 of my last 5.
I am actually, so I think it was just used a speed potion in the tournament for one of the rounds. Did he? Maybe that was somebody else.
You don't use the swiftness potion?
I very rarely do, just because I feel like I don't know. I feel like I never get what I want out of it, and it's very expensive in terms of the stone value. I feel like it just kills you stone value wise.
Yeah, I use it when if a match gets off to a real, like those matches where like within the first 2-3 turns you're like, oh well, I'm fucked. Like this isn't going anywhere. Yeah. I'll use that to try to salvage it. Again, with the knowledge that I'm gonna get it back if it doesn't go well anyway.
Right.
So. Yeah,
that's a good point. Like I don't even equip them like in my build outs, or what are those called, loadouts. I just stick with the health. And
another thing I noticed. So while I was watching the tournament, I noticed a lot of people using Hunter's Mark. I was a barrage guy through and through, but I saw it. I liked how it looked. Great. Been using it a little bit. Is it a known bug on Hunter's Mark? It's wrong.
No,
the damage.
Well, what do you? Oh, I don't know.
So the damage, there's a formula for the damage on this particular archer I've been using it with. It says 57 damage. It's 50 every time with any different archer I use. It's always 50 and 100 if you have 2 of them on.
52.
You sure about that?
Maybe not, but
I don't know, because mine says 57 and it's 50 every time. So I didn't. That's something I feel like I thought I would have heard if there's like a known bug like that. I don't know. Figured it's worth mentioning.
I mean, that might be their defense or damage reduction, but if it's every time, I don't know. I'm a big proponent of Hunter's Mark for the it debuffed their evasion and their defense. I don't really care about the damage over time. I really like the debuffs, especially. I really like timing it and doing what the guy sets the Hunter's Mark, and then your other archer, again, priest archer is my favorite build, if that's not clear by now. But your second archer having the what's the big barrage. So the first guy sets the Hunter's Mark, then the second guy barrages. I really like that combo. Especially with rock box, every once in a while you'll kill one of the babies like right off the bat with that if it hits, if it gets lucky. So I really like that combo, using those together like that.
Yeah, I have an archer that's like mythic, void touch, but it has a greater agi stone, not a greater dex. I always get frustrated with how hard it hits because I'm used to like all greater dex archers. So I started using Hunter's Mark on him because he gets to go more often.
Right.
Yeah, but I am seeing apparently it's a me issue. Justin and SI both saying that it's not. I'm gonna have to take another look and maybe record it, but it says 57 and it deals 50. So I don't know. Not that big.
I don't. Well, all right. The chat, Tad and SI are talking about putting a nerf on Hunter's Mark. I don't think it needs it because I don't think it's that overpowered.
Isn't that kind of the point that you could stack it?
Yeah. Well, you can't. It's stack limit of 2, so you can't
Right.
and two. So
So I feel like the stack limit kind of takes care of it.
exactly. I don't know.
I mean, because so it goes on for 3 turns. If there's Amnesia 1, you're getting one turn of it stacked.
You see in terms of mana. I mean, it's not crazy, but like it's beefier than some of the other ones.
I mean, Barrage is so much more that like I think it's fine.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, it is that tier 4. Yeah, the stack limit too.
I don't know. We are talking about Archer is still the strongest DPS, even with all the nerfs that they've done to it. Like maybe I should be saying this because Bolin will take this text out of hand, but it's still the strongest DPS, like by head and shoulders above everybody, above Warrior. Like I don't know.
I mean, I think the Warrior is very good.
Times they have
Archer
changed.
Yeah, I know. I told you my issue. I was using a Warrior that I thought was very good, and it turns out it wasn't good. I've since learned how to build Warriors, and they're great now. I had something on Warriors.
Let's do it.
And Berserkers. I hate Berserkers, by the way. Can't stand.
They're not meant for PvE.
Hate is the wrong word.
No, it's
they're just not reliable in these types of fights. These are boss fights where you need to do a specific thing, and Berserkers are not good for that. They're not. They're just not.
I just don't know a scenario where I'm gonna want to hit my priest twice a game because it seems like I think my Berserker has a personal issue with my priest.
Probably.
I'm telling you, I can't go a game without him hitting it.
Like what's your locker room situation?
I think my priest might be a bit of a clubhouse cancer.
Oh yeah,
I think it's really affecting.
Classic Manny Ramirez, right?
Yeah, there you go.
That's my sports reference from when I was
right. No, but so I was thinking about Berserker and just the idea of Berserk and how many different classes and what classes Berserk would be good on, because you can achieve it through subclass.
Yeah.
Through subclass. And so, I mean, right off bat, I was thinking speed, because if it's going to be buffing like a ninja, a thief, then I was going kind of the other way of like a warrior. What's the Berserker attack where he attacks random enemies like 4 to 6 times or whatever it is, 4 to 8 times?
It's like the only active attack that he has.
Yes, somebody's got me in chat. But that move, those are basic attacks. That mixed with cleave on the warrior, and then going berserk, and like that's a cool.
And then if you have the berserker passive, that's like every time you deal damage, gain
it's
attack.
Blonde rage. Thank
blonde
you.
Rage. Blonde rage.
Appreciate that.
Blonde rage, and then yeah. I mean, I've said this before. I'll say it again. The warrior berserker combo has infinite amount of cool combos that could come in there, because warrior has a lot of like basic attack boosts, and berserker obviously has a lot of different basic attack things that it adds. So I think, I mean, I agree with you. I think a warrior with a berserker sub that then can be set off into berserk mode, he could be doing so much damage there, especially if he had toxic too, because he'd be hitting everybody.
Oh my god,
times it would be incredible.
Yeah.
Because it's 4 to 8 it's 4 to 8 attacks, and then basically multiply that by 2 with his cleave, and so now that's between 8 and 16 potential.
Well, but the thing is, when the attack hits the back row, the cleave wouldn't hit anything.
Oh, is that how it works? It's always the one behind.
Yeah, because it's the one behind. I believe so. All
right, but still, I mean,
that's a small. If you have toxic on all of those, you're building that berserk, and then the warrior is a strong enough class where that basic attack, like I was thinking, Archer would be cool, and then I'm like, not really, because the berserk is going off the basic attack. Archer's basic attack, it's not terrible, but it's nothing to write home about. With the thief, I like it just because of the speed, because the berserk has the added speed on top of an already fast hero. Well, but that would be Sure, ninja. I just go to thief because I've used a thief in the hunts, like a super agi thief. So that's what comes to mind. But
I'd be very curious to see if future classes or future abilities. Do you like that from?
that's all the good things I have to say about Berserker. Agreed.
if there was some sort of like protection from Berserk, protection from like your own heroes doing damage, like I feel like that'd be a cool thief ability where like he cannot be harmed by berserkers. So like have a 2 thieves and a berserker, and like for some reason the thieves just are immune to when they hit. Like something like that would be kind of fun
You're
to
just
mess
making
around
up moves
with.
now.
Yeah, I mean I don't know, or future classes. Maybe the higher ones like paladin or something like that. Like he's so battle trained that like berserkers that are with him never attack their own guy. Stuff like that. I feel like that'd be cool combos. Because the reason I'm saying this though is because I do think Berserker, it does have that negative of potentially hitting your own guys, and I don't know. It's not going to be a choice I make in a lot of my builds because of that.
Unless you just go 3 berserkers in YOLO.
Right, exactly. Unless it's like a troll like build. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. SI.
Dag's making the good point on evasion.
Right. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's all we need.
Maybe that is a build that you go with. I just it's enough to trigger me, and it's enough to send me on tilt every time that my berserker hits my own hero.
I remember when
it's a personal issue, really.
No, I mean that's legit. When Berserker first was turned on, when they first activated the class, I did a hunt, a regular just boar hunt, and it came down to just the big one and my 3 guys. The Berserker went berserk and hit the archer, killed it, and then hit the priest next round, killed it, and then the boar hit the. It was just like 1, 2, 3. I died immediately. Honestly, I was like laughing. I was upset, but I was just like, that was hilarious. Like,
I had a match the other day where it hit. I think 3 out of its first 4 attacks were against my team, and I was not laughing. I was cursing Hubert. I was cursing Workhorse. I was saying some very unkind things all around. But yeah,
I don't know. I think we need to see PvP in action, and we need to see somebody actually use Berserker successfully.
Yeah, there was.
Before we start reading this stuff. I mean,
Tad making the point. Someone had changed their name in the Discord to No Codex Better Than Zerk. Back when it first came out. So
I think. Well, and actually, you brought this in your notes as the you used the when we used the Boxside Twitter to do that survey. What was the results on that? People were like actually using.
Oh, yeah, it was pro. I was mad. I want the community. I put that out after I had a bad Berserker match. I was like, let's see if everyone agrees with me that they suck, and they didn't. I think it was like 60-40 were in favor. They said they enjoy playing with the.
I think another comment here from the champ.
Yeah, 60-40.
I think Berserker needs a buff in terms of like, don't change the accuracy or the hitting your own team, but if they added a buff to make him hit harder, then maybe you'd have to start debating whether you want to do that. Because like when he does hit on his swings, it's so good. It's like, how can you not use this? Because as it stands right now, even when he does hit, it's not that impressive,
So to me, the Berserk, it adds the attack power, it adds speed. The Berserker is so slow that the added speed doesn't do anything for me.
Right.
And the potential to attack, it's good. I'll take a warrior any day. You give me a warrior that I have control over and can do, every third turn can do 4 basic attacks. Yeah. Just give me the warrior every time. I don't know what I'm trying to get at here. I'm mad. I'm venting. I think Just Apex, a few of the people in chat need to have just like a anti-berserker like support group where we all just like shit on it for a while. I think that's what I'm trying to get out of this.
I think, I feel like Berserker's not never, I shouldn't say never, but it's a choice I'm probably not going to make in my competitive builds that I want to put forward. And that's what I'll say there. And maybe that means the team should adjust some of their moves, maybe? Are we calling for a buff? Is that what we're doing here?
I think we are. Should we make it official? How do we propose votes?
Can we? Yeah.
I think we yell about it in the Discord enough, and then
Oh, easy! Don't say that. Don't say that.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm getting towards the end of the beer. This happens every week. I had a good one on equipment.
Let's do it. Let's talk. Yeah.
So the idea, and this was, I don't think it's a fully fleshed out the idea of dusting equipment for crafting materials.
Right.
That was talked about during the roundtable for the GDE or whatever it is, the Divine Essence.
Yes.
Okay, I was looking for some affirmation that I was.
No. That is 100% a real thing.
Okay,
a real thing.
got
They
it.
said like you will be able to get equipment dust is a thing that's going to exist in the game. Yes, eventually.
Yeah. Congrats to everyone with 1 million hats and 1,000 pumpkin heads and 50 of the. Every piece of equipment has some small kind of value now, and I thought that was cool. I don't know.
Oh, that was it. That's the whole.
That's the whole thing. I just like don't sell those birthday hats for nothing. You might find that the crafting material is more valuable than the 10 jewel that you're going to get them.
No. Are you talking directly? You're talking directly to Ultra Green Go, aren't you?
No, he collects them. He doesn't sell them.
No, I know, but I'm saying like the value of those are skyrocketing now.
Skyrocketing is a strong word. It's still dust is going to be. But there is some kind of value there. I don't know. I was thinking about that today. Those spectacles that I feel like I have 1,000 sets. Oh, that was the question. Are you guys using the spectacles?
I should be, but I'm not.
I mean, I guess I should attach them. I just don't.
Well, Guy, you should attach something.
Right.
But it was more spectacles versus bunny ears.
Yeah, I'm doing bunny ears more often is what I find myself.
I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, bunny ears are great, especially because 99 out of 100 times the heroes I'm using for hunts, I'm using both boar and rock box, and the glasses are only ever at play when you're against the rock box. They don't really matter against the boars, whereas the rabbit ears are just universal. Give me that 1% speed, I'm in.
Better. Yep. Is that a conversation?
No, sorry, I was typing a response in the chat. Ren Pen asked if we have donate live, and I was saying we don't. We want to. It's nothing against donate live.
I know.
We have an account set up. We just haven't done it, but we're gonna soon.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what percentage of the blind resistance would make it more beneficial than 1% speed? Because it's only 1% speed.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think normally they're
10%.
Like
would you use them?
5 to 7.5 is the range for them.
Yeah,
right?
but they're all call it 5.
Let's call it 5. I think if it was 25%, and maybe that's way too strong, but 25%, that's like almost a auto ad for me.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
20. Yeah. 15.
I was gonna say 10.
15
versus 1%.
Right.
Speed?
I guess. But again, they're completely useless against 50% of your battles.
All right. Well, sure. Fine. I mean, if you're going to take that as your
I mean, that's what we have. That's what's available right now. There's 2 battle modes.
But so
fair
if
enough. No, you're making a fair point.
And if you're doing box, you should have the goggles.
Yeah, just
is it more complicated
than that? You can't push them off that often, but like, yeah, I mean,
you could. It sounds like hell.
But also, like, do you have teams that you use for both box and boar hunts?
Yeah, most of my void hunt like heroes.
I have a very small window that I'm able to do hunts through, or any kind of activity.
You had too many kids, Guy. You can't take it back now. This summoning cooldown needs to be extended, Guy. No, but I use spectacles 5%.
Oh, you just found some. Nice.
Yeah, 5%. Yeah, good point by Code Greed. There's probably a 10% version that hasn't been glued yet. A Mokasha.
There's no. We haven't seen that yet, right? No one's found a 10%.
No. This really isn't my night. My mouse just stopped working.
Oh, wow.
What's going on?
What is going on?
I can't.
What was I gonna say? I got an axe over the weekend. I was very happy to get.
So you're gonna send mine back now, right?
Obviously I will. That's fine.
No.
Keep it, to be honest, but
some 7.5s in there, but no 10s.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's 10%. 10%. I'm popping on, and I'm not looking back.
Yeah, 10% is cool. So all right, we got 2 people now. Hope and Dag saying 10% was found. Probably just isn't for sale.
Oh, I see.
So there is
probably kept it over. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't there a Didn't we get a 15% gore blade recently too?
Yeah, somebody hit like an insane on the crit chance, right?
No, gore blade. So it was just the
just the bleed chance. Oh,
yeah.
I saw some
15% is pretty
insane.
good.
I saw some I saw a 9%er for increasing critical hit chance on a blade or axe, a gore axe.
I think I own one of those. That's not the
9%.
highest.
I thought they were like 5
Yeah.
or 6 normally.
No. I think I got that early when there was a period of time where people just didn't know what they had and were just putting anything up.
Right.
And there were a few people sniping them. And I got a few of them.
They range from like, I think the cheapest one's like $60 to the top one's like $100 USD.
Mm. There was some the Excaliburs, guys. If you want to go to the Excaliburs, I think there was Code Green was saying something just before the show about one went up for sale. That was pretty sick. I think it's that middle one there. 25% pierce. You want to click the image so we can see it quicker?
Well done on whoever listed this. 69,420.
It's funny.
25% pierce, 5% bleed.
Oh, look at is the heavy only -8? Is that normal for those? Because the axe is 15.
Yeah,
I guess that's,
X isn't -15, is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
Oh fuck! Dag says he has a 10% axe.
Oh, it's the top one, the 9% slow. Top one. Okay. 9% slow, 6% bleed, 23% pierce.
God damn, these are so cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. They were saying 33 of them have been found. So
33 total.
Figure by PvP, what, 50, 60?
Yeah.
Ish. Valuable.
Yeah.
That and amulets. Valuable.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at chat.
What about Chen's? Ben Force?
Yeah,
Good morning, by the way, Ben Force, over in Australia.
Oh, down under?
I believe Australia. I hope that's not wrong because then I'll feel like a jerk.
Probably wrong,
man. Whoever that guy is bought mine, he said. Oh, Chen's? Where did I buy? I bought something off you, not a Excalibur. But
is 1.5 the most for the rabbit ears?
No.
It's listed right now.
Well, there's a 2. I think Code Green got a 2%. All right, what else do we have? I feel like we're starting.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Waver here. Is reroll changing the way you're looking at your heroes during level ups?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
In what way? Do you not care about level ups anymore? Are you like, whatever?
Not really. Well, so I have specifically. I thought about this actually. This exact when you made this comment, I thought about a very specific hero. I have a rare archer who's level 13, double toxic, who the stats are shit.
Okay.
But I want to keep leveling it up, but I'm just like no longer even doing any crystals with the level ups because I know I want to.
Are the stats so bad that there's no chance to save it?
No, I mean like it's like I can do hunts with it fine. Like it's at level 13, it's almost level 14 now, and like it's fine. It wins regularly, but like I'm not going to waste any crystals on it because I know I want a full reroll. Because I think it's at like 35 or 37 decks at level 13. So like,
that's not enough.
I'm just like, I'm very disappointed with it, but I know now, like it's double toxic. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to spend whatever the resources are to re-roll it completely, and then I'll use way more like heavy duty crystals on it. And so when I level it up now, I don't even use any crystals, and I don't really care. I just want it to get the experience. And
is the cost going to be worth it? That if you don't have a stone on a hero, is it even worth re-rolling the levels?
I think this guy has a small stone, a lesser one. I gotta look it up. But I think so.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to. I think a lot of people are going to turn really good heroes into shit in the quest to get a great hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I think someone's going to have a hero that's very good.
Yeah.
But they're going to be like, oh, I can re-roll it and I'm going to use greater crystals every time this time. So I'm definitely going to get more. And you're going to end up with like 5 less total stats or 2 additional total stats. You know what I mean? Like something where you come back and you're like, wow, that was expensive as hell. And it was not worth it at all. And I'm going to be one of those people doing it. So it's going to happen.
So I agree with that, with the caveat of the hero I'm talking about specifically has double toxic. And I feel like if you have a hero with a very unique trait set, whatever that might be, double toxic, double last stand, resurrection, or you have some very, any one of those heroes, I feel like any cost to re-rolling it is worth it because it could potentially be the best of the best. If you have the top stats and the top traits, that's it. That's what you're looking for. That's like the ideal. So I feel like while I agree with you to some degree, the maybe the rerolls might not be worth it because it might miss a couple things, but like I don't know, if it has the traits, it's kind of worth it in my mind. And even do it, re-roll it again after that. If it's
that was going to be my question, and maybe chat can help us out. Does the re-rolling scale up?
I would have to
times.
So.
I would think so as well. Yeah. So I don't know. I personally think Divine Essence is going to be highly sought after, very rare. I know we're going to burn a shit ton of heroes, so that I think at first it could be everywhere. Everyone's got greater Divine Essence. Everyone's got Divine great. But then we're slowly going to run out of fuel to throw in that fire. And I think it's going to become very rare. And that's why I was saying like things like upgrading lesser stones to regular stones. Like I don't think that's going to be a good use of Divine Essence.
Well, my only caveat to that would be Shivas going to Mokasha's. I think maybe that might be worth it. But also, I don't know. You might be right. It's just never worth it to do the item upgrade because it's always more important to do level ups and or rerolls.
Yeah, I don't know. Stock up the fuel now. Code Green saying.
I know.
I don't have nearly enough heroes. You listen to Zan. He's got like 7,000 heroes. I've got like 800.
They're not going to get him that much. If they're all potatoes, they're not going to get you that much Divine Essence.
7,000.
I mean, listen. You hit the multiplier.
Yeah, but you can't hit the common heroes are not going to hit the multiplier. I'm sorry. People are going to be burning those like insane right off the bat.
Well, no, but like if you have a common monk seer level 11, like how many common monk seer level 11s are out there? A handful. Yeah, like you may be able to catch a 3x multiplier, 4x multiplier. Yeah, it's gonna. Maybe. They did say that it's going to be in the game interface, in the game UI. Mm-hmm. I still think that we need a external site tracking it. Hint, hint. Code Green. If you want to build something like that. But no, it's like I think people are gonna hold their hero until they can get that multiplier. Yeah, you're not gonna get a crazy amount with that, but like potatoes are gonna have something to do too.
Kirikit says he has 5,000 to burn. Like,
all right, yeah, that's can't wait. That's 5,000 heroes that he has on a bot right now that are questing and getting materials. 5,000 out the door. I love it. He could have all the Divine Essence he wants.
That's great for the ecosystem. I'm just saying, I don't think any of us are hitting those multipliers. Those 5,000 heroes are going to hit all the multipliers immediately.
Yeah, and then listen, the day one, all the multipliers are going to be hit by various people, but it's going to be a scaling thing, and I think you're underestimating how easy it's going to be to hit multipliers for random builds.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, maybe. I hope so.
I don't know, but I'm personally throwing atonement crystals on all my heroes that I think are going to be top heroes, regardless of if they need to be re-rolled or not. Like I'm factoring this into my hero building.
Right. No, totally.
Like get them to level 20, 2 mythics to level 20, dark summon them with a greater crystal, a greater stone, assuming I get what I want out of it. Levels 1, 2, and 3. Atonements.
Use those unique,
re-roll off to the races.
Yeah.
Boom. But you need to hit the abilities.
You got to have traits on those.
Because just a high stat hero is not enough anymore.
Well, yes, I agree.
It can win.
Yeah.
But if you want to compete at the top of the top, you now need both. Because I used to think if I can get the stats, that's enough. Like I'll take having more stats than somebody that has one good active trait, because they're going to use that in one turn. I'm going to have better stats for the entirety of the match. I don't think that holds up anymore, because everyone's going to, through hook or through crook, everyone's going to have top stats.
No, I agree.
Score, I think later. I think they said.
I was replying, but you beat
were
me
you?
to it. Yeah.
Anything else? What do we got?
I mean, you sent this insane thing of notes. What else you got? One more. Give us one more from your notes.
One more from the notes. There's some like PvP strategy stuff.
Now let's do it real quick, and then we'll wrap up.
I don't know. I was just thinking about like potions and the idea that potions are a percentage of health. And if I can early on in a match get my opponent to use a potion on a thief or an archer, rather than being able to save it for a paladin, where it's going to be giving, with a paladin, it might be giving them 600 health, but with an archer, it might be giving them 200, 300. If I can kind of goad them into what?
Yeah,
it's gameplay stuff.
Be target the glass hero, try and target the heroes that are weaker and do more damage. I mean, that's kind of always a strategy.
Where that's really going to come into play, though, is the timeline aspect.
Right.
Because like I was just doing my boar hunts, and I had to use a potion on my priest, and I hated the fact that I did it, but otherwise the wild charge would have killed them.
Right.
So putting a player in a scenario like that they have to make the decision, that's not optimal.
Yeah,
I think it'd be super fun. That's literally going to become our podcast, I think. It's going to be like weekly meta, where we talk about like what we're seeing most often in the PvP, which I'm fine with that becoming our podcast.
We want to talk about the game nonstop. Right, yeah. I don't want to talk about tokenomics and shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to talk about I don't know what game show Dreamer is going to be on this week. Like that's not what I want to. Did you see that tweet, by the way?
That show seems legit. It's on like Amazon
Killer
Prime
Whales. Yeah, they're all legit.
No,
it's good. I'm not trying to like dunk on that. Like I think that is good and cool. And more partnerships.
But yeah, like we'd rather talk about like
more raffles.
Oh, I've seen more archers. Like archer usage is up by 5% this week. Like that's what I want to talk about. Like that shit. Like
what's the meta?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I want to do week to week. Like I would love to do that shit, because I think what you're talking about of this, like, what is the optimal potion use, and is there a strategy for stopping your opponent from doing optimal potion use? I think is an awesome idea, and I think it's super fun, and I think it'll just be like, does the meta relate to that? Is there a tank, and is there these glass cannons? And can you upend your opponent's strategy by fucking with their potion use? I think like that's a fun strategy question that like we need PvP for that, though.
Well, so, and that kind of leads into another point that I had listed on here. I'm not going to few things off the notes today. Yeah. The death of combos. PvP.
Excuse me.
The death of combos. I think we've all become very accustomed to knowing exactly what our opponents, the Rock Box or the Boars, are going to do. Right. Knowing if I start with this move, I can get this move in by turn 3. I can do this. Good to go. The idea that we're going to have a competitive person on the other side, they're going to force us to use a potion or force us to switch positions. Yeah. Even our own things like, hey, traits. We're all excited about traits. I want to use, Second Life, or what are some actives?
Shield.
Days. I want to exhaust days. Yeah, I could use those, but now I either need to start my archer combo over or stop paying as close of attention to my combo and needing it. Like I think right now we've been kind of like trained to like just do the combos every time, or maybe this is just me, but I'm excited to see. They say like the game doesn't start until you get punched in the mouth. That's not the quote, but
that's a famous quote.
Like we haven't gotten punched in the mouth yet. PvP is going to be a different story.
I feel like I have.
Well, DFK, we've been punched in the mouth a lot, actually. Like over and over again. No, but you know what I mean.
I
Like,
agree with you. I agree with your general sentiment there. I think combos and breaking up your opponent's combos is going to be so much fun.
Right.
I think especially if someone is like, oh, I've got it. I'm going to match this archer with this thing and this move. And like this person
I've got
has
the perfect
the
combination of like the 4-move checkmate, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like I also too, I love the idea of like, you have this perfect win condition, but this person has a suboptimal team lineup that only counters that one thing. And like, it's not a good lineup, but it just happened to match up against you that time. So like,
right.
You got fucked over.
And
like,
you
that's
see it in
fun.
duels where it's like once you get to the higher level of duels, you know the opponent you're going to run into. We'll see that same thing in PvP, especially if we ever get in a ladder match or tournaments or things like that.
Well, yeah, and like I'm just picturing having like this combo set up where I have like toxic and this. It's like, all right, I'm gonna buff this hero. Like it's all playing towards one thing, and I'm so excited. And then my opponent pulls out like a knight with like intercept. I don't even know what that move does because I've never, but it's like, and I'm sitting there like, who the fuck uses that? Like, why is he doing that? And it screws up my entire plan. Like,
No, I'm so
that's
excited.
the kind of stuff that is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I would say it gets me so fucking excited.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna wrap up, I think, unless you got anything else.
I promised giveaways.
Oh, you promised to give away. How many did you win, Guy?
He played one hunt. He sat there scrolling.
I did two.
You did two. Did you win both?
Oh,
I
didn't see the second one.
Yeah, I won both.
He won all of them. He won all three. You got to give away three things.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We're doing 3 Gen 0 giveaways. I don't know. Somebody who won last week never
giveaways.
Never messaged me. And what did I say?
Gen 0 giveaways. Giveaways.
Yeah, they could try to hold me to that.
Yeah. Oh, nice level up. Not really, actually.
Good HP. That's what I'm going for with that paladin or the pirate. Level 13 pirate with 640 health.
Yeah. You know that you took over the screen, but okay.
All good.
Oh, was I? Oh, he was in the middle of the level. I'm sorry.
No,
I just think you realized you did it. Yeah, exactly.
What's the hashtag?
Oh, that's a good level up. Hashtag.
Hashtag so excited.
So excited. Yeah. No, it's dumb.
A little lame, but all right. We'll go with it.
I was gonna say something from like hashtag broke the rules or rule violation.
Hashtag not an apology.
Yeah.
Hashtag cheater. Here we go. Hashtag cheater. All right. You can start doing it now to get in.
Hashtag cheater. God damn it.
The owner of the Excalibur just relisted it for 9K higher. Are we calling that the Bogside effect? Are we taking credit for that?
Bump, right? That's a Bogside bump.
Are we taking as we meandered across that screen? We're like, oh, what is it? The Pierce? Like I don't know. I think that's good.
We expect at least 5% of the proceeds from this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know if I like this.
What, cheater?
Call it something else. Yeah. Again, it was a lineup violation. I don't think I was trying to cheat, you know.
I mean, I don't want to back out. I kind of want to back out just to make you feel better, but I don't want to make everyone redo it, you know. You're my boy, though. I would do it for you if you want.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Hashtag lineup violation.
All right, another second here.
Yeah, I get on in, everybody. I think that's
illegal formation. That's what is that? A 5-yard penalty in football?
Yeah,
or is it forfeit the game?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, let me redo it. There was a moment.
It might be a 5-yard penalty.
And SI, if you're still listening, there was a moment in the live stream. He was like, "Should we give Maddie a retry chance?" And then chat was like, "No." Like, they got very upset.
That's that toxic DeFi Kingdom community for you. You know, that'll happen.
He was like, "Maybe we should." Like, he was like being genuine.
All right, give it another mid here. Hashtag cheater to get into the drawing. Am I drawing them first? Yeah.
Or showing.
I'll do one. Yeah. All right, here we go.
You cannot bypass me. If I win it, I'm getting it. Oh,
Jeremy.
All right, let's see what Jeremy got.
are these all just what is this?
These are all Gen 1 10 of 10.
Are you sure you don't do any other summons?
No.
They're all just sitting there.
I do dark summons.
You're a crazy person.
The idea of putting two heroes together and getting like a fucking common out of it does literally nothing.
Okay, we're about to give that away. Like, still get excited.
Well, no. These are cool. These are 10 of 10. I'm waiting. I'm saving these until
Like getting that like
learning
6 of
starts.
6 common.
Yeah, I'm saying if I'm putting like 2 5 of 5s together.
Oh, Jeremy. That's what I thought.
4.
Jeremy is Luray, so he was third place.
Wait, Jeremy's Luray?
Yes.
This whole so I've been arguing with someone called Jer Mercury in the Discord
Also,
chat.
all right,
I thought
your
that was
microphone
Jeremy
is
the whole
going
time.
insane right now, Prince. Your microphone's going insane. I don't know. Wait, was I just going? Was that just me?
No, I
Okay.
heard that too.
Okay, good. Okay, your microphone was like going insane.
That was going to
Jeremy
be
the
legendary,
pirate.
but you fucked it up for him.
All right.
All right, well, congrats on third place, then, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was you.
All right, yeah. So Jam Curry, they're saying Jam Curry is different from Luray / Jeremy. That's a different person.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one. Here we go.
You're not even looking to see if there's traits?
Oh shit. I got thrown off by you guys shitting on my mic. The mic thing is really pissing me off.
It was going insane.
It was
Days.
Oh, days.
days.
That's great. A
Days
10 of
been
10.
confused pirate.
Yeah.
Advanced on 10 of 10s gives you a nice bump.
Oh yeah, that'll be and it's a pirate, so it's gonna be like 350 floor anyway. So call it like 450, 550 if he sells it.
Wait. No,
Yeah, gotta
first. Yeah.
draw again. Here we go.
Boxside chats.
I'm not giving it to you, Maddie.
You have to. It's the way that works.
No, I don't.
Oh!
Hey. Let's get a crafter here. I want to see a blue
He loves
crafting.
crafters. He does love crafters.
Big crafting guy. Some might say he's the craftiest. Yeah,
I don't know about that. I don't think anyone's ever said that ever.
We need to sign off soon. I'm getting tired. Oh, we got a ninja.
Ninja?
Wow.
Oh, you're gonna pull
Wait.
it back?
Hold on.
Just.
Oh no, I do have a monk pirate. I have
say,
not
do you
looked at my
have a combo?
Gen Zeros. No.
Ooh, uncommon.
I thought this came from a scholar and a legionnaire, and I was like, hey, double advance. You got this again? Kupo. Here we go.
Wait. Whoa, shit. This is a great hero.
Yeah.
5 of 5. Wait,
solid.
what's this class?
Green luck.
Seer.
Seer. Interesting.
It's a subclass.
All right. It's not a perfect hero. It's a good hero.
No, the double advance.
Double advance is great.
5 of 5. Double advance 5 of 5 ninja? Fuck. That's excellent.
I mean, I would have preferred the Gen 1 10 of 10 with double advance, but some of us don't build our Gen Zeros that way.
That's
God.
boy. That's a whole nother episode of debate right there. Let's go.
Third
Boxside
one,
chat.
third and final.
Boxside chats. Yes. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, son of a-
Yes. Yes. You have to give it to me. You have to. You cannot back out of this. No, you can. No, you cannot do this. You cannot back out. You have to give it to me. It's the law. This is bullshit.
Shoes my girlfriend wears.
Hell,
Hey.
man.
Long time
Come on.
listener. He's been with us for years now. At this
No,
point.
you have to give it to me. You have to give
Fine.
me.
How about this? If you take it, Shoes doesn't get it.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
I really thought that was going to guilt you into it. No,
No,
Shoes
okay.
is getting it. Shoes is getting it. 100%. I thought you were going to be like, oh, let's give it to Shoes.
No, fuck no.
All right, let's see what Shoes got.
This is for Shoes or me? Who gets this
This is
one?
for Shoes.
And then we'll do mine
Maybe
after.
We'll work something out offline,
Oh,
which is just me not giving you anything.
Damn it! This is the second time I've been robbed.
You have haven't you won 2 Gen Zeros from the team?
Yeah, you're not allowed to
Yeah,
complain.
I've never
about
won anything
Gen
from
Zeros.
you though, and that's what I want to. That's who I
Oh,
want
okay,
from.
All right.
Oh,
Berserker,
sorry.
Mythic,
Watch
Color?
me, Myth.
not Mythic, not Mythic.
Warrior sub.
Warrior sub though. That's what we're talking about.
No, that's a
Berserker
wizard. No, that's a wizard.
Oh, never mind.
I saw the
And,
W.
no. All right, you know what? We'll give that one to Maddie.
Fine. Fine.
Wait, I need to copy the ID.
No, because you're not actually going to give it to Maddie, anyways.
No, I don't want it. So
I'll take it. I'll take that.
I want Shoes to get something a little better.
Yeah, give Shoes. Yeah. Honestly, would you Shoes should choose? Which say that 5 times fast, based on whatever this hero is.
You think this is going to be worse than the basic Berserker Wizard? And it's perfect timing. Emerson and Sir Worm are starting up now, so everyone, as soon as we draw this hero, or just leave now, there's really not too much more to see. Head over to their stream and enjoy. Another Berserker.
All
right, Berserker Wizard rare. That's more like it. That's what we want to see.
Good hero.
That's what we want to see. So that was for anyone that didn't. That was efficient and exhaust.
And what was the hair? Was it the hair or head?
The
horns.
Advanced something in the head.
Goddess Fox.
That's fun.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so that one's going to me.
No.
Okay.
If you won one, message me on Discord. Shoes. I don't even know what your name is on Discord, but message me.
All right.
My name's Franz.
Or is it Chen's?
No, Franz.
This has been an episode of Bogside Chats. My name is Matty Pesk for Franz and for Guy Kid. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will catch you next Tuesday.
Peace.
Love you guys.